We are now 1 month since I started my journey into finding a new DAW. So let's update you all. So let's start with Pro Tools. I was very excited about Pro Tools 2018 and actually still am. But the engine behind the whole Pro Tools thing, also behind Pro Tools 12, but they didn't change it in 2018, it sucks. It sucks. And really, if you compare it with the one that has got, well, the best engine I've saw so far, Reaper, then you know how worse it is. I cannot even insert one Pro L with maximum oversampling into my Pro Tools session, while I can insert like 12 of them in Reaper without any artifacts, without any drama going on. And it's also really clear for me that the guys from Avid made a Pro Tools native core audio compatible version just because they want to comply to the rest of the industry. Not because they wanted to, because they are really behind in things like latency. I do have the most strange and crazy latency issues in Pro Tools, whereas in other DAWs, literally every other DAW, I don't have any issues at all. I can, everything works real time. And it could be possible that they purposely did this in order to pull us into their ecosystem, their way too expensive ecosystem, which I don't want to be in anymore. That's as far as Pro Tools goes. I still keep running Pro Tools because the industry runs Pro Tools and I need to work on sessions in Pro Tools sometimes. And I also need to be backwards compatible with my old sessions, and I still have some projects going on in Pro Tools. So I will keep running Pro Tools, and I will also start making some tutorials about Pro Tools because you need to know how Pro Tools works. There will always be a session in a different studio which runs Pro Tools. So if you go to a big studio, the chances are like 9 out of 10 that there will be a Pro Tools setup instead of something else. So let's move on to Studio One. And it's time to say goodbye. It was great while it lasted, but for me it's nothing more than a very luxurious DDP maker. Because that's the only feature that I really like about Studio One, and the fact that you can switch between songs and projects. But for me, for what I want to do in a DAW, Studio One is way too limited and underpowered. I simply keep bumping into walls and keep bumping into problems, and I can make videos about all the problems, but they will be more like of bug reports or feature missing reports, and I don't want to make them because who wants to see it? Studio One is pretty much unusable for me, but that doesn't mean it's unusable for you. And if you are running Studio One, great, continue with it, and if you enjoy it, continue with it, and also check it out and see if it actually suits you, because it's a really unique DAW, and I can really imagine that there are a lot of people that enjoy Studio One and that think that Studio One is the best out there. But for me and my workflow, mostly with analog consoles, with like 10 projects going on simultaneously all the time, Studio One isn't going to cut it right now. I really want to know what Studio One does in like 2 or 3 years from now, when they are further down the development timeline. Maybe it's the best DAW for me then, but now, no. So the next one on my list is Ardour, and Ardour is the strangest one of them all because it's an open source thing. It's also, I think, the only DAW that really runs on Linux. That really is actually designed on Linux and then ported to Mac and then made also capable of doing Windows, because the background of macOS is actually Linux. So yeah, I see Ardour as the best replacement for Pro Tools in a way that the vision behind Ardour is the same as behind Pro Tools, and a lot of things in terms of workflow are exactly the same in Ardour as they are in Pro Tools. For instance, the playlists, the way it works with input monitoring, the way inputs outputs work, the whole I/O setting stuff, everything is, it's not the same. But if you understand Pro Tools, if you have like 5 years of experience in Pro Tools, you only need 1 afternoon to get used to Ardour and mostly get your keyboard shortcuts in a way that they function the same as in Pro Tools. So if you're really looking for something to replace your Pro Tools setup with a great engine to run on core audio, because Ardour has got, it functions perfectly with my Motu and with that simply every other core audio device. And the other thing with that is that it's a great replacement for Pro Tools, but there is so much more out there. And that brings us to Reaper, because Reaper keeps amazing me. It blows my mind. It's got so many features, and I had a real big struggle into starting with it, but now time and again, and now that I've did some sessions in it, and I can really make Reaper and mold Reaper into the DAW that I want to use, and that I, you know, that really helps me with my workflow and really can be quick, because I really like speed where it matters, so that I can focus more on the creative aspect. I want the DAW to do a lot for me, and Reaper is capable of doing that with the custom actions and everything that's in there. So for the next weeks I will be mostly working on Reaper. Videos about Reaper will also be coming, and mostly working on, well, actually thinking out a new workflow for Reaper, because using my old Pro Tools workflow in Reaper isn't, you know, I'm not benefiting from all the features in Reaper then, so I need to think out a new way to work in Reaper, and I will figure it out, but it takes some time, of course, and some mixing and some discovering of features and stuff. So there will be a lot of videos about Reaper the next month, and I will also do videos about Pro Tools, because it's just basic knowledge that I think you all need to have. So now that Studio One is out of the running, I'm going to add one more DAW to the mix, and that's Hold for Drama. Where are the drums? Logic. I'm going to start using Logic Pro during February, and expect the first videos about that coming in March. I've got them scheduled for March actually. So, and with that being said, I want to end this video over here. If you liked it, let me know with a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, then press that thumbs down. We actually have a pretty good reputation on thumbs down. There aren't that many people pressing it, so that's cool. Leave a comment below with suggestions for future videos, or with Reaper in caps, because you all like to do that. Check out Patreon over here if you want to support me financially, and making possible that I can spend some more time in the studio to make videos for you. And talking about those videos, you can check more of them over here. For now, I want to say thank you a lot for watching this video, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Bye bye.